Are we ready?
Ooh.
Spit juice.
Camera rolling. Hold on. Guys, can we get the lights on?
Oh yeah, we'll need some backdrop.
How y'all feeling?
Good. Brilliant. Revitalized. I so needed that weekend break.
How does it feel being at the opposite side of being asked questions?
Yeah, this
I'm
is
excited.
this is a Q&A thing, right?
Yeah.
We're just not gonna know what's coming.
Exactly.
But that's the purpose.
It's generally us asking the question.
Yeah.
Well, very simple. I'm just gonna ask one question. Why do you want to start this podcast?
Well, Yen and I have known each other for over 10 years. And I remember the day where she gave me a call and she said that she would love to do something in life that, because she's just filled with information. This girl knows everything. She's like an encyclopedia of information. And I was like, yes, I think you should because you speak well, you present well, I support you wholeheartedly. This is about 10 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
Would I say?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but of course,
Life got in the way.
life got in the way. I mean, we did the whole thing. We did the whole re-imaging for her. We did a photo shoot for her, and I was her makeup artist and her hairstylist, and we got a photographer in.
Yes.
It didn't happen though, because like she said, life got in the way. So 10 years later, this is where we're at,
Yep.
different stages of our lives. But more importantly, we sat, talked, and we said, we need to help women out there because there are things that we're going through.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Be it aches, be it pains, being not knowing to see which gynae, which doctor, or which exercise therapist to go to. So we said, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's be able to empower women out there, and like you say, give them the agency.
That's right. Yep, that's right. So I was thinking, when we reconnected again, I was like, you know what? I think we really do need to give the agency back to, women, people out there in general, because I don't think a lot of these conversations that we're having now are mainstay or normal for people to have. And I think the more information you have at your fingertips, it helps you to make better decisions for yourself, right? Because if you actually go in, for example, to see somebody like a doctor and you don't know anything, the first thing about what you're encountering, you have no clinical history, you haven't even thought about it, you sit there, you're like, hey, doctor, I feel this. Right? The doctor's like, what? What are you going through? Like, what can you tell me a little bit, right? Like, and they don't have the time necessarily, right, to go through your clinical history. So you should just present with that. And I think that was where, when you and I were talking about it, I think I do think about this stuff more. I'm not sure what it is. It's just, maybe I'm just, Sila, I don't know. But I think that's what it is that I just want to know, to make sure that, I have as much information on my side so that I can think about the information that's being presented to me to make sure that ultimately I make the call, right?
Yeah.
I can make a conscious and educated decision.
Correct. I mean, it's good to be inquisitive in life. You don't want to go through life not knowing things, but also what you need to do is make sure that you are seeking help the right way and not
That's
just taking everything off social media. I mean, our listeners might say, what do they know? But we know, and we strive to know, and we strive to find out because we get the professionals on board.
Yep.
And,
Exactly.
and the realization that, you're not in this alone. Whatever it
Yes.
is you're going through, whether you're a mother, whether you're a lady who's just given birth, the emotions that you go through, the roller coaster ride, you are not alone.
Exactly. And think, because we have age a little bit, right? Like, we've got more experience. We've tested. I've done, trials through all our trials and tribulations. We've tested so many things. So then we're like, you know what? We've come to the stage in our lives where we're like, we've done it, right? And we've seen the outset. Why don't we just help people with disseminating through all this information? Because there is a crap load of stuff out there.
There is also a crap load of stuff out.
How do you know who to believe, what product to use, what not to use, right? Like,
Right.
the whole works. So,
Correct.
yeah. That's kind of one of the reasons.
We're baking.
Really the
That
main reason.
thing is we're baking at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. We're going out and enjoy some Madeleines, aren't we, darling?
No, so we're always thinking, right? As women, we're so good at multitasking. We're so good at multitasking,
Yeah.
right? Let's bake while we do a recording of our podcast. But in actual fact, it's not that great to be able to multitask.
True. Sometimes you just need to focus, depending on what it is. It's nice to be purposeful and intentional in where you're spending your time and
And-
energy.
Us women, we pride ourselves on multitasking.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, so you need to find out also, is multitasking good?
That's true.
We still be doing it and then going, I'm burnt out. My husband doesn't help me. My children don't help me. My helper is giving me a hard time.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, and I think really that really was the catalyst, wasn't it, Andrea? We sat down together and thought, hey, this is it. We're going to help people journey together. I mean, because it is dynamic. Our lives are dynamic. Information is dynamic. Yeah, and so that's really what our intention is to really walk through this very difficult
Journey
life together,
together.
right? Like, exactly, like we journey together because we're also constantly learning, right? And things get updated. And yeah, we're hoping to be able to help you going through life with wider eyes and clearer eyes, shall we say. Clearer picture in life.
The guests that we're going to be inviting, are they sponsored?
Are they sponsored?
No.
Are they sponsored guests? No. No.
They are not sponsored, so they are really here because they want to help the audience out.
Absolutely. You know, we've built relationships. For me, I've built relationships with some of our guests over time, be it because of my health, issues that I've encountered. So these guests have been so kind to come on board to also share and to empower us with knowledge and what to do. If it's a medical issue, we have that for you as well. If it's got to do with your mind, we also have that for you. How to deal with your child. If they're at their point in their lives where, you know, things are getting too difficult for them.
Yeah.
So this is not a sponsored program. It's
No.
not a sponsored podcast.
Yeah, we're going to invite medical professionals, psychologists, people who are just specialists within their field to kind of navigate through the different sectors of our lives, if you will. Yeah.
And also a very special guest who will talk about her experience dealing with cancer. I think that's something that we are going to be really looking forward to as well, because that'll be such a heartfelt episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
One more question that we forget is to introduce the both of you. A proper introduction. What's your name?
Oh, yes. Guess we should also probably tell you guys how we came up with our name. So my name is double-barreled. It's AndWon. If you ever find that hard to remember, it is yen, Japanese currency, and won, Korean currency.
Currency.
That's right. I've been working in the corporate world for about 20 years now. Do I want to age myself? God. Yeah, almost there. Almost 20 years. And I've been in business development, sales, business development, and strategy for quite a while for just food companies and food ingredients companies. So I think that's really how I started getting interested in, firstly, what I was putting into my system and how I can optimize my life and health span, to be able to move well for as long as possible. So food, exercise, that's kind of where that started for me. Just mindfulness. Yeah. And then, of course, for me, I really am not very good at putting on makeup. So I then started to navigate into skincare and got it to become a real skincare junkie. And I think a lot of people just friends and family, they would kind of ask me for tips and tricks, I think, to figure things out, because I'm such a advocate for trial and error, because everyone's different. So you have to try things and see and just be really aware, like heightened to be when you're testing out products. Is this working? Is this not? Because everyone's just out there trying to sell you stuff, right? So you have to figure it out for yourself. And I think that's kind of really how I started to get interested. It's through, I guess, a little bit the intersection of my work and then my own personal interests. So yeah, that's a little bit about me in a nutshell.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrea? Who is Andrea DeCruz?
Oh, man. Well, I started out as a clinical psychologist
This
in
I
my
did not know.
20s. Yes, in my 20s. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm in my I'm in my menopausal stages of my life already. And, throughout these years, past few years, I've been going through a lot, experiencing a lot health-wise, all the symptoms and everything that comes along with menopause. And I figured, I want to do this. I want to do this so women out there know that they are not alone, because sometimes if we go off the handle a little bit, people might look at us and go, oh my God, she's crazy. But actually, she's dealing with something. She's dealing with emotions. She's dealing with hormones. And those emotions are because there are hormones that are lacking in us as we menopause. So I thought, I do feel there's a market out there for this. I know that women want to feel that they are not alone, and they can also look to us as examples of how to deal with all the stuff that's going on in our lives.
That's true.
Because I stepped away from the limelight, from television for about 20 over years. I didn't think I would do something like that again, but I do feel it's necessary.
Yeah.
I do feel it's very necessary.
Yeah, and I think most people would know Andrea from TV and being a host and that sort of thing, right? That's how you started out. But there's more to it than meets the eye, as we will unravel as we start to go through this journey together.
Yes. I mean, we just hope that, women out there will come to like us, come to appreciate the content that we have on AndWon Should Know. AndWon Should Know. So
Get
how
it?
did we come up with that?
So we were with our producers, trying to come up with an idea that would firstly have a composition of both of our names melded together.
Oh, we tried so
We
much.
tried so many different things.
So many.
But to also be something that we were sharing, right? To give you an idea of what you would be encountering if you were to listen to our podcast. And so we finally landed on AndWon Should Know, which is a combination of Andrea's name and my name as a pun to, these are things that we're going to be talking about that you should know, topics that you should know. So hence the name AndWon Should Know.
Okay, so Andrea and Yanwon, can you give me a summary in one sentence of what AndWon Should Know podcast is going to be like for our audience?
It's going to be a roller coaster ride of emotions.
It is.
That's the truth.
Yeah, so I think we would like for this podcast to be, as you were saying a little bit earlier about roller coaster, I think it will be a roller coaster of emotions. We want it to be thought-provoking and to be able to help you navigate through life with a little bit more ease.
So remember to tune in, like and follow our episodes for more updates on social media, on YouTube.
Yes, anywhere that socials are available. Let's just make sure to follow us so that you can journey on this ride together with us on AndWon Should Know.
And cut.
How cannot?
When they piece it, it will be Ken. Okay, great.
Yeah, can.